atWork Australia would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the lands and pay our respect to elders past and present. This podcast is being recorded in the southwest and Western Australia, which is land of the Noongar people. We'd also like to pay our respect and acknowledge the traditional custodians of the lands from wherever you may be listening from. Hello and welcome everyone to another episode of Shaun's Candid Conversations. If you're a returning listener, welcome back, and I guess that's a good sign that you enjoyed our first episode. If you're a first-time listener, then welcome to the podcast. Today's episode, we're going to be talking with Kaylee atWork Australia's General Manager for Disability Employment Services, to learn about her career in employment services and to learn a bit more about how atWork Australia support our clients throughout their employment journey. As always, to learn more about anything we discuss, please check out the links in the show notes, and I really hope you enjoy this episode. Thanks so much for coming along to have a chat.
Thanks for having me.
Not a problem. So our audience can get to know you a little bit more. Can you tell us a bit about your career journey? I know you're currently the General Manager for Disability Employment Services, but how did you get started in this industry, and how did you progress to where you are?
I started off like many people within our industry have, and I started out on a front desk. Back in the days where every office did have a receptionist in pretty much, any office-based industry. So I guess my foundations are all rooted in customer service. And from there, I went through and did the frontline roles, which I loved. So I worked through being, a job coach, or the equivalent to that sort of title at the time, in work support, tried my hand at the employer side of things as well, because I loved creating opportunities for my clients. And then I stepped into management and sort of went through service manager or site manager type of roles, regional manager. And as I grew my family, I sort of took a bit of a step in a different direction, so that way it suited me at home a little bit more. So I worked in sort of a project manager capacity and led some performance improvement projects. And then I came to atWork 5 years ago, and I came in as the state manager of New South Wales, which was really great. I saw the team through some pretty significant growth, which was really, really fun. Yeah, I've sort of gone from there to now being responsible for our DES program nationally.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Seems like you've, had your finger in a few different roles and tried all the roles they have to offer. I guess you've been in the industry for quite some time now. You must enjoy it. What do you enjoy most about your job? And I guess what inspires you about the support that atWork Australia provides to their clients?
It's probably incredibly unoriginal, but I think it's the reason why we're all here. Yeah, is to see people be able to improve their situation and their quality of life, being able to contribute and feel like your days are being spent in a way that is valuable, and have a reason to wake up and somewhere to go, and to interact, with others, and, your outputs be appreciated, can't be underestimated by way of value. So I think for me, that's definitely the driving force and what inspires me. I'm really privileged to lead a team of people across the country who, do that day in and day out. And, on the flip side, what's also really cool about my role, and being in leadership is that, I've got these team of people that do this, for our clients and work with them, partner with our employers. But I also get to see and be a part of our team members' career journeys and see them have that participation and satisfaction. Their careers sort of go, up and sideways, and, get to try different things, on their career journeys. So, yeah, those are the things I think that keep me here and keep me inspired.
Yeah, so it's not only seeing our clients be able to progress into meaningful employment, but it's also watching your colleagues being able to progress and follow their journeys as well, and find their own success.
Absolutely.
Can you touch on a little bit how atWork Australia do support our clients who live with disabilities, injuries or health conditions or disadvantage on their employment journeys?
Yeah, absolutely. So we work, one-on-one with our clients to identify, what are the barriers in the way, and, really put a tailored approach into how we can help them. So what that looks like for every person is very different depending on where that individual wants their career path to go and what sort of work they're looking for. But certainly we work one-on-one with them to help them gain employment, linking in with our employer partners. And then once they do get that job that they were looking for, our in-work support team continue to support them till they've been in that job for at least 52 weeks, so a year, which is quite some time. And we know that challenges can pop up along the way that we might not anticipate or as an individual. So we continue to work with our clients all the way through, a year and beyond for as long as they need us to help them sustain that employment.
Yeah, fantastic. And I know I'm just asking these questions off the top of your head now, but you've been in the industry for quite some time. Is there any specific stories that come to mind of really incredible stories of people who have made those life-changing, massive changes in their life to find employment?
For me, it's probably some of the early interactions that I had in my career that stand out the most. I remember having one particular client that I was working with who was, a mature-aged man. At the time, I was quite young, inexperienced, and I remember feeling really daunted about sort of thinking, oh gosh, who am I to be telling this really accomplished, man who, had 30 years experience in international IT, incredibly intelligent, brilliant man who had a turn of fate and found himself in a situation where, he had acquired a disability and he was now in a situation where he was unable to meet his mortgage repayments, had to move his child's school, was unable to meet the former financial responsibilities that he had, that he was obligations that he was able to previously, and his entire life changed. And he had been working to try and get a job, but his confidence was so low. I remember the reason he sticks out for me is because I remember just how I felt when he came back through the door to tell me that he had landed a job, and he had been looking for, I think it was a year or two. And when I say looking, he had been so actively looking, applying for hundreds of jobs. He would come in, showing me all of the places that he had applied and asking for feedback on his applications, talking through how to disclose his needs in the workplace and how to advocate for himself. But the look on his face when he came through that door that day to tell me that he had a job is something I'll never forget, and is absolutely life-changing for me. And I think that feeling, and to be able to lead a team to achieve that feeling every day, stands out for me. But there are lots of clients that I could talk to, lots and lots and lots of clients, but that one's still close to my heart.
Yeah, of course, lots of people never experience the struggles of having to find employment or being out of work. But when someone has been out of work for that long, it is life-changing to support someone back into employment.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I can think of another, very different situation where I had a 19-year-old young man who hadn't worked, and he was trying to get his foot in the door, but had been told, over and over by his parents, by doctors, that he wasn't able to, and very opposite sort of, experience for him than the last client I talked to. I guess working with people to help them get to where they want to be is what it's all about.
And does it help people build their confidence and to believe in their own ability to be able to find work as well?
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, that's what we're here for, to provide that encouragement and practical support to take those steps towards that.
Yeah. And often when we talk about supporting people who live with disabilities, injuries, illness, or health conditions or disadvantage, we talk about the importance of inclusion. In your opinion, what do you think an inclusive workplace looks like?
And Shaun, great question. An inclusive workplace is one full of diversity, where you have people from different backgrounds that feel very comfortable and supported to bring their whole self to work. And I think from a management perspective, if you're trying to create an inclusive workplace, it's important that, you are genuine, authentic yourself, and that you also are prepared to adapt your approach and your style to each person that you're working with, and understand that people have different needs from you and different ways that you can get the best out of them. But yeah, I think it all just comes back to just making sure that, that everyone is like-minded on your team about, embracing the contributions that, different people from diverse backgrounds can have.
It's like you say, people have different skills and abilities, and they can contribute to the work performance in many different ways if they can get the support they need. Some people might have physical support or equipment they might require in the workplace. Other people might need more flexibility around time and things like that to accommodate for their parenting needs as well. So I think
Absolutely.
it's like you say, it's really important to treat everyone as an individual and tailor the support that they get to meet their individual needs.
Couldn't agree more.
So if someone was looking for support to be able to find employment but weren't really sure of where to start looking or how to get the ball rolling, what would you recommend they do?
I would tell them to walk into one of our offices or give us a call and, see how we might be able to help you.
Yeah, we're always happy to have a chat now, and our list of sites continues to grow every week. So I'm sure people have probably seen our sites around the place, and if they haven't seen them now that we've mentioned it, they're going to probably start seeing them pop up everywhere.
Absolutely.
Thanks everyone for tuning in. I really hope you enjoyed the episode today. I really enjoyed my conversation with Kaylee. And to stay up to date with our latest episodes, please be sure to click subscribe. I'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.